Hey guys, and welcome back to Biscuits Total War. This is going to be an online commentary battle for Rome Total War. It's 3 versus 3, 31k rules. Now there's quite a lot of new people to my channel that have just joined, I'd say in the last couple of weeks. So what I'm going to do, I want to quickly refresh you on what 31k rules means. Basically, when you go online, often there's different rules that people can play. You can play CWB, and a lot of people play 31k. 31k means that each army, you've got 31,000 denarii to build your army. You can have max of 6 cav, no onagers or artillery, no elephants, 3 max berserkers, and you can have as much infantry as you want, and 2 max horse archers. So if you go for 2 horse archers, that counts as a cav unit, so therefore you can only have 4 standard cav units. So hopefully that makes sense. Anyway, the reason why I'm uploading this battle is because it's quite an interesting battle. There's 2 things which are going to happen. 1, you're going to see the biggest noob box ever, and 2, you're going to see a world record on the amount of kills on an online battle. Now I believe the person who holds the kill count record for 31k on large scale at the moment was a Greek clan member called Icarus. Now I apologise if I mispronounced his name, but he got in about 3,100 kills. Today you're going to see that record being smashed. We're going to go for that and see if one particular player can get over 3,100 kills. So it's going to be really interesting. You'll see exactly what I mean later on in the battle. So I'll quickly just outline the players. I've got myself. I'm playing as the Scipii Romans. I've got a really standard build for Total War 31k rules. I've gone for 14 urbans, gold, and I've gone for 6 gold Praetorian cav, and then 2 experienced chevrons on my general. So fairly standard at the end of the day. Elite has gone for something a bit similar. He's only gone for 4 cav units, and then the rest 4 Praetorian cav and the rest urbans. The reason why he's gone for so many urbans is that we're going to be going up against 2 pike factions. And then Cleomedes, he's gone for a bunch of Royal Pikemen. He's gone for 3 Cretan archers, 2 cav units, and then 15 Royal Pikemen. And the reason why he's gone for these Royal Pikemen, these Royal Pikemen will be able to eat and kill Spartans really easily. Well, I say really easily, it involves quite a bit of tactics, being able to use your Royal Pikemen to actually beat Spartans. Not everybody knows how to do it, but there is a tactic, there is a method behind it, and you'll see Cleomedes execute this to absolute perfection. We're going to be going up against Hannibal Barca, and then these 2 Greek players, the guys that are using the Greek factions, they're actually 2 Brotherhood members. I believe one of them is Lion Dwarf, and the other one is Steve Longshanks. So what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to stop the recording for 2 moments and wait until we get to the deployment stage. Okay, so we're back in now. So let's have a look and see exactly what's going to happen here. Hannibal Barca, he's got his guys over here, and he's going to send them over to meet up with his allies. But what he has brought are 2 armoured generals, and what he's going to use these straight away is to charge them straight into Cleomedes. I believe they knew that Cleomedes was going to bring some archers, so the reason why he's brought these generals are really fast moving, and they should be able to rout these Cretan archers really quickly. But the only problem is, if you have a look at all of these units that Cleo's got, these guys are going to be absolutely scared of all of these pike units, and as you can see, they've just basically routed straight away. So one of these units are routed. That's going to give Cleo now time to try and chase that unit down. The other one's going to be able to get away, and he's going to be able to run off over there where my cursor is and basically harass Cleo's troops. But it looks like Hannibal Barca's lost one of his units straight away. Now it's not too bad, but that unit probably cost the best part of 2,000 denarii, if not maybe about 1,500 denarii. So he's already going to be in the back foot straight away. So what he's going to do, he's going to run his guys over to meet up with the Brotherhood members. Now let's have a look at the Brotherhood members. If you look at their units, they almost make 2 semicircles, and they're going to put these 2 semicircles together to make one big cohesive, basically a new box, whatever you want to call it, hedgehog. I know new box doesn't sound very flattering, but at the end of the day, sometimes it can be a decent tactic. But if you perform this maneuver right at the beginning of the match. You're going to put yourself into a very, very, very defensive formation and give us the actual upper hand to try and, surround them at the end of the day. So, as you can see, Hamilcar was running all of his infantry units here. All the Greeks are running together. We're moving our guys forward together. So we've got myself, Elite, and Cleomedes. We're going to be running forward to match up with these guys. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to put this onto double speed. As you can see in the top right hand corner, this battle is actually a really long battle. So I'm going to put it on double speed just so it doesn't drag on for a long time. So let's have a look to see what's going on with these guys. They're putting themselves into a nice big circle here. As you can see, they've got Spartans, they've got some armoured hoplites. These guys are going to be decent against holding out with the Royal Pikemen, but the Royal Pikemen should be able to beat these guys 1 versus 1. And the reason why they should be able to beat them is if you have a look at the spear unit, these guys, although they're spearmen have got long spears, but they're not as long as pike units. If you have a look at these guys, their spears are even longer. So these guys should be able to actually attack these guys with their longer spears, and these guys won't be able to do much. They basically hold their ground against the Royal Pikemen. The Royal Pikemen should be able to just basically get that edge in there and try and get that extra kill. So we'll see that being used to full effect. The one thing that these guys, the enemy, can do to try and nullify the Royal Pikemen is to use these urbans. If they were to put these guys into potentially Testudo, or maybe use these guys to throw their peeler against these guys, it'd probably swing the victory into the enemy's half, because the enemy, these Spartans, should be able to beat our urbans, but they won't be able to beat these pikemen. So if these guys play defensively like they're doing at the moment, we should hopefully get the up advantage. So in comes Elite. He's getting his guys into formation. I'm getting my guys into formation. We're going to get our guys into a loose formation and basically try and peeler these urbans the best of our ability that we can. If we start peelering or throwing our peeler into these Spartans, it won't do too much damage because these Spartans have got 2 hit points and they should be able to hold out against our guys. I'm swinging my cav around the back, as you can see here. What I want to try and do is look for a weak point and potentially charge my cav into these Cretans and try and shoot as many of these guys as possible. Now these Cretans are all bunched up, as you can see, which is going to give our guys, these Cretan archers, the advantage, because they should be able to actually mow down these guys and cause a lot of damage, because these Cretans are so bunched up at the end of the day. Although they are intertwined within these urbans, which will give them extra defense against archer fire, we should have the upper advantage. But what we do need to do, we need to be really wary of this armoured general that's behind our lines, because this armoured general should be able to sneak in when we're not looking and potentially snipe these Cretan archers, as you can see. Cleo, seeing this, is going to try and use his companion cav, which is cav unit, to try and push back this general, but it's going to be pretty hard because all of our concentration is basically going into what's going on over here. And you can see we're trying to scare off this armoured general, prevent them from taking out Cleo's archers. Cleo's archers are continuing to fire into these guys. As you can see, they've killed probably a few of these guys, shooting the backs of these Spartans, shooting these archer auxilia, causing a lot of damage. My cav are just basically holding out here, waiting for an opportunity to strike these archers when we can. Again, my urbans, we're throwing some peeler. I'm determined not to waste my peeler into these Spartans. We're going to play very much defensively. We're going to wait for these urbans to rout and try and pick off a few of the urbans as and when we can. So it looks like they're throwing some peeler, or some of these archers are shooting my guys here as and when they can. I'm going to move my urbans around the side here, and again we're just trying to peel off our units. We're trying to cause these Cretan archers of these Greeks to rout. It has worked. One of the units have routed and run away. Again, a couple of these units that Hamilcar have got now starting to rout. So we're just slowly winding them down, we're slowly eroding their forces, trying to chase down as many of these units as we possibly can. And then Cleomedius has managed to snag one of these archer units. I'm now going to pull in my cav units, try and cause these units to rout. We want to try and get these Cretan archers before they get back. As you can see, I'm chasing my guys in here, which is doing alright at the moment. But we have taken our eye off the ball, and what's happened now is Hannibal Barca's charged in his general unit. He's caused some of our units to die, but we've managed to snag him. So Hannibal Barca's now lost his cav contingent. It's just really a case of trying to get rid of these Cretan archers as and when we can. So what I'll probably do at some stage, and what Cleo's going to do, is basically just charge his cav into these guys, hopefully get some of these Cretan archers to rout. Again, my forces and Elite's forces are going to surround the sides here and make sure these guys can't go anywhere. And once we get into Pilar range, we'll probably start throwing off a few volleys of Pilar as and when we can. So here we go, we're going around from one side, they're going from the other side. Elite is going to now go in for a little cav charge. He's wary that he doesn't want to get his guys snagged up on all these Spartans, which are all here. I'm going to get my cav probably to charge into these Cretans in a few moments. We'll see exactly what goes on here. As you can see, we're probably halfway through the battle now at this stage. Again, it's a really long battle. These guys are playing exceptionally defensively for the Brotherhood at the moment. Again, this formation is called a noob box. At the end of the day, it's nothing to say that the Brotherhood are playing as noobs. It is a tactic that is a decent tactic at the end of the day, but because they're playing so defensively, it's going to give us the upper advantage really to try and outmaneuver the opposition. So you can see my cav here, we charged in, managed to rout 3 of these archer units, which is good for us. We're going to make sure that I chase down these archers so they don't survive or they don't come back. Again, I'm moving my urbans around the side, so I'm going to try and get to this flank here. Cleomedius is going to try and send in his cav, his pike units around the sides. I'll put this now 1-2 to triple speed. So you can see we're trying to get our guys just to basically surround these units and try and surround this little urban here. So potentially we can go in with a cav strike as and when we're ready to try and strike down this urban, which has got itself isolated at the end of the day. I'm going to pause this with 2 moments just while we speed this on for 2 moments. Okay, all that's happening in the last couple of moments, Cleomedius has moved his troops around the side here, and I've just pushed in a bit closer, so I thought I'd skip that just to save you guys a few minutes there just watching that. So this is the main thing now. Cleo's going to put his guys down into a guard mode, and you can see he's got about 1, 2, 3, 4 units there, all in a deep formation. Now if we scroll in and have a little look at these guys, you'll see that they're all pikes, because they're pikemen. They've got longer pikes opposed to the spearmen. Therefore what they're able to do, they can slightly just touch these Spartans and kill them, and the Spartans have got no way in actually catching these royal pikemen because their spears are just too short. So what's going to happen now, Cleo's just going to slowly push forward, attack 1 unit at a time, put his pikes down, playing guard mode, and what he should be able to do is just slowly whittle these guys down. So that's where he's going to get all his kills from at the end of the day, is doing this little tactic. He's pushing up forward, his guys are down to 102, 79, 100 and 114, but the Spartans, if you have a little look, they're down to 19, they're down to 28, 26, so you can see they're taking a lot of casualties at the end of the day. Whilst this is all going on, Cleo is now finally out of arrows, so he's not going to do much here, but what he will be able to do is just slowly push forward. What I'm going to try and do in a moment is trying to assist him by peeling off one of my urbans and getting the urbans behind these royal pikes to shoot into this new box. Now you might be thinking, what is a new box? A new box is traditionally a tactic that's used by a lot of new players when they play Rome Total War. They get their guys into a box formation with pikes so that nobody can actually attack their units, and then they usually stick the archers in the center. But what you can usually do, if you bring archers or if you bring urbans, you can attack the backs of the pike units and slowly basically kill the box. So it's usually a tactic that's used by new players, but it can be used correctly and it can be used well, especially towards an end phase of a battle. If you're out of arrows, if you're out of decent infantry, if you box your units up, it can be a pretty good tactic to use. But because these guys have used it so early on in the battle, Cleo's going to be getting his guys into a nice formation, as you can see here, and just slowly munch away at all of these Spartans. So it's triple speed it for a few moments, just so you'll see these royal pikes just slowly munching away at all of these Spartans. The Spartans have got nowhere to go. The Spartans have exhausted now. The royal pikes are still fresh, so they're going to have the stamina edge on their side. I'm now going to pull in my urbans, and I'm going to chuck in a few volleys of Pila just to try and whistle down these units and try and give Cleo the extra advantage to take them down. So again, these guys are tired, some of these guys are broken, but they're not going to be able to escape anywhere because there's no gaps in Cleo's lines, there's no gaps in my lines, and that's what's going to cause these guys now to start to mass rout. What I'm going to do now, I'm now going to pull this unit here and I'm going to start throwing Pila. So usually each volley, each urban can throw 3 volleys of Pila, but you'll notice there I've already thrown a couple of volleys. Let's have a look at these units here. Let's see if they start to throw some Pila. And they're doing alright at the moment. Again, these guys are slowly being dwindled down. Am I going to start to throw some more volleys of Pila? I hope so. So I need to help out my allies at this stage. I don't want to just be standing still. But at the end of the day, I want to make sure that Cleo gets the maximum amount of kills as possible. So hopefully in a few moments I'll start throwing some Pila, he says. Maybe I've thrown all my Pila already. Maybe I've just forgotten that. Here we go. I'm going to get these units over here now. Here we go. So, as I said, each unit has 3 volleys of Pila. So let's count this one. So this is 1 volley, followed by 2 volleys. And that's 3 volleys, 4 volleys, 5. I've got no idea what's going on here. 6 volleys, 7 volleys, 8 volleys, 9 volleys, 10 volleys, oh my god, 11, 12. There we go. So these guys have thrown 12 volleys of Pila for some bizarre reason, considering that they've only got 3 volleys of Pila of ammunition. So that's, you know, it's not right there. I don't know what's gone on there, but if you guys want to explain that little glitch to me, by all means. But yeah, a bit of a bizarre one to say the least. But anyway, it looks like Cleo's now really starting to push forwards. These Spartans are now trying to take the defensive against myself. They're trying to break out of this formation, but by doing that, Cleo is now able to punch through and actually break this box formation. As you can see, he's going to chuck in his royal pike units. Now that he's pushed them in, that's going to cause panic. You can see these Spartans are starting to rout because they've been encircled, as are these guys. And Cleo's now going to really start clocking up the kills. He's going to chuck in his companion Cav. That's going to cause a rout. I'm going to start throwing some more volleys of Pila. And there we go. It's a mass rout. But what's going to happen now? Although all of these units are routing, they're not going to be able to actually end the battle at this stage, because they're all encircled, and because they're encircled, they're going to fight to the very last man. So what's going to happen now, that Cleo is going to be able to get even more kills as possible. And you can see all of these urbans, all of these Spartans all being chewed up. These Spartans are just going to hold their ground. They're going to fight to the very last man. And there we go. So it's going to be an absolute slaughter at this stage here. All of these Spartans, all of these urbans are going to be absolutely cleaned out. As I said at the beginning of the battle, I wanted to show you two things. I wanted to show you the world's biggest new box. I've never seen this tactic being used to this scale. And the second thing is going for the kill count. The Greek player Icarus, I believe, or Icarus, managed to get in 3,100 kills. Cleomedes is going to go for the record and try and beat that. Again, it's not on a huge scale. We're not playing amateurs. We're playing some Brotherhood members who've been playing 31k for a very long time. So it's going to be quite entertaining to see if Cleo manages to get that kill count. The only one survivor from that new box is going to be this one Cretan archer. He's going to be running back to Greece to tell his friends and family about this this crushing defeat at the end of the day. And is there any more units still left to kill? Just a couple of these urbans, and there's one or two there, and they're going to pretty much just snuff it any time now. And this guy's now managed to run off the battlefield, so this is an absolute crushing victory. As you can see, Cleomedes got in 3,231 kills. So guys, if you can beat that, go for it. I'd love to try and see a battle that gets more kills than 3,231 kills. If you look at the enemy, only 18 units, 18 men survived. The rest of them are all wiped out. So myself and Leo and Elite got in a small amount of kills. At the end of the day, all we were doing was just holding down the enemy so that Cleo could get all of those kills. So I hope you guys enjoy that. It's a bit of entertainment. Again, I don't mean any negative towards the Brotherhood members. They did play well, but unfortunately their tactic didn't work out at the end of the day. So guys, please like, subscribe, leave a little comment, let me know what you think about this tactic, if you thought it was a good one, and I'll catch you guys soon for the next online battle. Cheers and bye now.